Do you have any organizational affiliations or titles that you would like to share with us?
Veteran advocate, a resident advocate, here for the people.
For those who may not be familiar with your work, how would you describe your work in Flint?
Persistent, aggressive.
And then how long have you been involved in community organizing or advocacy work here in Flint? And what first sparked your involvement?
Well, 2007, I started advocating for veterans, trying to get disability and benefits for them. 2013, I ran into a veteran who was stationed in Camp Lejeune from 1968 to 1970, and he had been fighting with leukemia since 1972. In 2013, he asked me would I help him to get his benefits. May 2nd, 2014, that's when my next door neighbor who worked for the Flint Water Department told me that we had a high level of TTHM. That's when I started going down to city council, telling the city council and mayor and emergency manager the repercussions or the things that could happen with TTHM. When they started fighting back, I knew that we had some type of issue going on. So from there, that's when everything kicked off to where I've been fighting for the residents here in the city of Flint, mainly pertaining to the water and the health of the people here in the city of Flint after the water crisis.
I hear you say a lot about the veterans. Do you happen to be a veteran yourself, or what necessarily sparked your interest in helping veterans?
I'm a veteran. I am a disabled veteran. I had went to the VA, which is the Veteran Affairs Hospital. I had went there because I felt like I had issues, that I had problems, and I was trying to get myself together. Things happened to where they arrested me, and I had to do a year in prison behind it, and I hadn't done anything. Come to find out, it was 39 other veterans that was in the same situation I was in. I happened to find out that they lied, they did different things to keep me in there. So I promised myself and I promised God that once I got out, I was going to fight for the veterans so that nothing that happened to me would happen to any other veteran. So that's what started me fighting for veterans.
Thank you for your service and thank you for your advocacy for veterans. My father is a veteran himself, and it is a lot harder for them to get resources once they come back home.
Correct.
What are some of the issues or causes you've been the most passionate about over the last few years?
Over the last few years is cancer study. We have an influx of cancers. I went over to my friend's house to take her some water. You know, we passed out water, and I found out that she had cancer, and it was multiple myeloma. Being that it was multiple myeloma, it's a rare blood cancer. And multiple myeloma is one of the cancers that ATSDR found down in Camp Lejeune. She was healthy before the water crisis, and then after the water crisis, you know, this cancer just popped up. So I started talking with her. She said that her friend next door had multiple myeloma also. So now you're looking at a cancer that I think is about 11,000, you know, here in the United States a year. But I'm hearing two right next door in an area that was high in TTHM. So I started knocking on doors, and I happened to find, I think it was 8 multiple myeloma within one block. Speaking with ATSDR, the state, it seemed like, again, there was a lot of pushback. So that made me want to fight even harder. And right now, we, with Dr. Heatherland, other people coming and helping out because it was things that I didn't know and they knew how to speak a certain way. We finally got it started.
Can you talk about some of the work that you've done specifically in response to the Flint water crisis?
I was part of the first group paid to have service lines changed. I tend not to remember because I don't want to say what I've done. I just let my actions speak, because a lot of people think that once you start making resumes of what you've done, you're bragging, you're just doing it for notoriety. So I just do it and I forget sometimes what it is that I have done. You know, I just enjoy being able to assist and help the people here in the city of Flint and do what's right. You know, I did so much wrong when I was young. So, you know, I thank God that He has changed my life. And, you know, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm so glad that I'm not where I used to be, you know.
How have you seen the water crisis impact people's day-to-day lives over time, even long after the national spotlight has faded?
It hurts me. You know, my cousin, she was 36 and she was going to college to be a lawyer. She was down in Atlanta. Um, she came back to Flint during the water crisis, and she ended up with 3 different cancers. I would take her to U of M, and uh, her skin was peeling. She wouldn't come out. She didn't like family members to see her, and I felt privileged that she would call me and allow me to come and see her and allow me to assist her. When I brought her back from chemotherapy or from U of M, she couldn't even open the door because of the rawness of her hands. One day I went to the U of M to pick her up, and she was sitting on the bed with her back turned to the door. And I sat in the seat. She wouldn't turn around. So I was like, Mary, what's wrong? And when she did turn around, she was like, all right, I'm too young to die. I'm 36. She ran down everything. We got her into Zion uh, over in Illinois, and she passed away 2 weeks later. We buried her 8 days after her birthday. A year later, her mom had colon cancer. The doctor said that it's colon cancer. We caught it. You're fine. So I would drive her back and forth to Indianapolis to Flint every 2 weeks. She came back home October 2019. February 2020 was COVID. March 10th, 2020, I took her down to Indianapolis. That Friday, she passed out while I was out at the grocery store. The doctors found 2 spots on her brain. So being that she was in Indianapolis, you know, I'm like, man, that's great that she's down there. You know, the reason, thank God that she was down there. June of 2020, she passed out again. She went to the hospital. They found 3 tumors on her brain, cancer in her lungs, cancer in her kidney. It was 5 different cancers that they found. They told her that she had 18 months to live. I never heard screams like I heard sitting there with my aunt because I went down there to help my cousin. She passed away. So now my 9-year-old cousin, his kidneys shut down February of last year, 9 years old. If the tube slips out, we have to take him all the way down to Detroit. You have Lori, my friend, who Hurley said everything was okay with her. They was going to put her in the hospice. I got her into Zion over in Illinois. They found out that she had leukemia. Once they got the leukemia under control, she passed away from Legionnaire. Flint has a health issue that no one is paying attention to, and I call it the invisible wound. That's what they call PTSD for military soldiers. People don't see it, but we're hurting. Our communications are so messed up here in the city of Flint. If you're not paying attention to it, you won't hear it. And every time I hear somebody that died or somebody has cancer, I'm listening. And at one point, it was a lot of leukemia death. That's another cancer that ATSDR found TTHM causes. Water contamination, waterborne cancer from contaminants, from toxins, from different things. Our doctors might not be knowledgeable. And if they don't see it at the beginning and this cancer is aggressive like it is, then we don't stand a chance with early screening or anything else.
Maybe it's not so much of just a Flint problem, but a Black person problem of ignoring the health conditions that we have, or new things that come up in our day-to-day life, just because it's not what we're used to, and we don't want to hear the ridicule from everybody else about what's going on in our life. Especially hearing you say that you were one of the only few people that your cousin would allow to be around her. Was that a her thing, for the fact of that's just how she is, or was it the cancer and she didn't want to hear all the questions, how people think about what she looks like now, and things like that? I think that becomes a big problem in the Black community when it comes to like generational health, mental health, and just things of that nature.
The thing that was with my cousin, she was a beautiful young lady. The way the cancer had her looking, it was more of a appearance thing. Her skin had peeled off almost, and her hair had fell out. A lot of people don't like the way that they look, and they healthy.
Right.
So I can understand people with cancer because they don't want to be talked about and degraded or anything like that.
You've been a strong voice around health concerns in the community. What made you specifically start paying attention to the long-term impacts of the water crisis, like cancer?
Like I said earlier, helping the veteran from Camp Lejeune. With EPA, with TTHM, it's a tier 2 violation, and they have 30 days, the water company or the city or municipality have to put out a violation letter. In that violation letter, it states that if a person 154 pounds drinking 2 liters of water a day at 0.80 parts per billion, they risk a chance of having cancer in 70 years. Being that Flint, we have an obese issue, matter of fact, throughout the United States. The TTHM, the chemicals, the toxins, they rest in fatty cells. TTHM, instead of being 0.80 parts per billion, we had like 0.187, 280. I mean, it was real high. Being that high, being obese, being that you're drinking more than 2 liters a day of contaminated water, it brings it up. Instead of 70 years, it can bring it up to a year and 6 months. I'm like pounding the ground, telling everybody, hey, listen, I'm helping this veteran. I've been reading up on this. We're going to have some issues down the road. So let's start putting things in place right now so that when this issue arises, which we know is going to come, it's going to come. No one really listened, not MDHHS, not CDC, not EPA, not even the city. And it just showed me, and when my friend told me that she had multiple myeloma, that's what really kicked in, because I had been saying it, then I'm seeing it, then I'm steadily hearing it. So now it's like, all right, it's not just going to be the people with cancer now, it's generational. Because one thing that we used to always hear is that Black people or brown people are more susceptible of having cancer. And we were programmed to feel like, oh, I'm Black, I'm gonna have cancer. But it's not like that. It's the fact that in the majority of the Black cities, we have more toxins and chemicals and pollution and all different types of things. We have to get out of that stigma and start really looking at the foundries and the factories around us.
What would justice look like for the people in Flint who may be battling cancer and suspect a link to the water crisis?
We get this feasibility study done, not the lawsuit or the class action lawsuit that's out right now, because that's a joke. Resources come to the city of Flint. The people who were caregivers, people who passed away, the families are made whole. Health benefits for everybody, not based on income, but based on the fact that from 2014 to 2016, you were here and you received compensation, you received health benefits, and those health benefits can go outside the state of Michigan, it can go outside the city of Flint, it can go outside the country, wherever you go, because the state caused this, and the people here in the city of Flint did not ask for them to change the water. They did it and forced us to go on Flint River. So they should pay, if I make $1 million, they should still pay for my health benefits.
Is there anything else you think people need to understand about Flint, about this study, or about the people still fighting for answers?
People should understand that the Flint water crisis is not over. Service lines are not even done. The city and the state likes to use wordplay. It was 30 service lines that needed to be changed in the NRDC lawsuit. They completed that, so they're able to say that it's completed, but it's really not. It's still 3,000 service lines that needs to be changed. We would like for the people to know that our Flint water crisis is not complete. We would like for the people to know that even though our water has improved, it's still not safe. Just because we completed and improving the water, we have health crises going on right now. Not just cancer, but kidney also. Those are two things that we see and we know about. I would like for people to know that we are still in a crisis, but the people in the city of Flint are tired. It's been over 10 years. We've been fighting every single day. And just because people are not saying anything doesn't mean that everything is okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.